today in Nashville. That's in the part where I got ready and gave you context on what I'm meaning. Go watch that. But we have to pick out our outfit. They gave us a list of like what we should wear. This was cutoffs or jeans, t-shirts, tank tops. Pretty sure the filming location is like a dive bar, so they want it to look like you're just hanging out at the dive bar. You have a few options. Tried this stuff on last night. I have this pair of Wranglers, but it is kind of hotter today, so I'm gonna bring these as a backup, but I think I want to wear cutoffs. These are the jean shorts. They're just from Abercrombie. I have two options for the tops. We have this just like black tank, but then we also have this like brown Skims top. And it says either casual sneakers or cowboy boots. I think we're going to do the brown Tacovas, and I think that would look super cute with the brown shirt, so let's try it on. These are the jean shorts from Abercrombie. Don't ask me what they are. I got them like 2 summers ago, but they're super comfortable. I love them. Tee from Skims. I think this is what they mean by t-shirt. It didn't say graphic tees. I do have some like cute Western graphic tees. This one from Abercrombie that I also might bring just in case they want me to like throw this on or whatever, or they don't like this, but I feel like this is what they mean. And then we're gonna try the boots on. These are my brown Tacovas. I'm telling you, if you don't own Tacovas, they are worth it. I love my Tacova boots. I wear them all the time. I think this is super cute, right? Like, do we like it? Do we think it's cute? Do you think this is the vibe? If it's not the vibe, oh well. This is the perfume we're gonna do. It's my Red Zara Temptation Sweet. I get so many compliments on it. So I feel as if we really need to work on the body glow and try to make our legs as glowy as possible because again, we're shooting a music video. So this is Patrick Ta's body glow, body oil, so it doesn't really transfer onto stuff, but it makes your legs look super good. Just look at the difference in the legs. Like that just looks better. It doesn't say anything about accessories, so we're just gonna do my normal ring stack. For my Instagram photos after or whenever I have time to take Instagram photos, I'm gonna bring this brown cowgirl hat because that's so Nashville. But I think this is cute. Let me know if you think I should change though, or if I should wear something else. Just an extra background in the music video, so we don't need to be like standing out too much. I love you guys so much. Bye. Let's do a full face of random makeup that I never use. I've seen people on here do random makeup Mondays, and I do want to start that, but it is not Monday. It is Wednesday when I'm filming this, so I'll have to create a series title later. Nonetheless, I randomly had a revelation the other day. I have a mini Sephora in my house, and I'm not taking advantage of that. I don't use majority of the products that I have. I get hyper fixated on things and only use those. This is going to be a video I'm going to try to make every single week where I just go through my makeup collection and shop, create a brand new makeup routine just for the sake of using up my products. So if you did not see the video where we picked out the products, you definitely should go watch that. Obviously, you'll see what I'm using in this video as well. I did say in that video I want to use my normal skin prep, obviously like normal brows and lashes and stuff, just because those things are kind of non-negotiable for me. Now that the skin is prepped, we're going to go in with primers, which you guys know I don't normally use. My friend Lauren has been using this in her T-zone recently and it looks stunning. So we're going to use the Iconic London Underglow Blurring Primer there. And I bought this primer, and you guys know I'm not big on grippy primers, but I have only used it once and I want to use it again. It is the e.l.f. Mint Melt. I'm going to do a little bit of this Underglow Blurring Primer. This is one of my favorite products actually. I just don't use it all the time because I don't think to have blurring skin more than I think to have glow, but this gives you both. It actually does wonders because it does blur your skin the perfect amount, but it doesn't like make it matte. I'm scared about this because again, like I said, I have not used a gripping primer in probably over a year. Like I just don't find them to be very necessary, but this one's supposed to be like cooling, and it definitely is, and it smells like mint chocolate chip ice cream, which I love. The skin all prepped and primed. I'm gonna do my brows and then we'll come back and get to the foundation and all the fun stuff. I'm cheating the program a little bit. I did not say that I picked this out, but I cannot do my makeup without the Charlotte Tilbury stick. For foundation, I picked out the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy Plus Smooth. Also has SPF in it. This was one of the first foundations that I ever actually found for my skin type that actually worked for me. She's a little light. Okay, well, we're gonna have to try to like make that work. Stuff smells exactly like it did when I first used it when I was like literally in middle school. I remember my grandfather took me to Dollar General in the small town where he's from, because you know Dollar General is like the main place that they have those types of little towns. He bought me this foundation. He would always take me shopping. Miss him so much. This foundation is really pretty, but that color is just way too light. I will say I'm just not loving the grippy primer underneath. I feel like grippy primers take away from glow, and so I feel like my skin is just not nearly as glowy as it needs to be. For bronzer, we're gonna use a foundation stick. This is the Essence foundation stick, but I use mine in the shade 230. I love using this as a bronzer. And because it's a foundation, it also gives you a little bit of extra coverage. Skin is feeling a wee bit dry, so we're gonna do a little bit of the Rhode Hydrating Glazing Mist. For blushes today, I was obviously feeling vibrant. We're gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Pretty Glow, and then the shade Flirty from Say. The Charlotte Tilbury blushes are actually one of my favorite formulas. I just don't reach for them as much as I reach for others. The color is stunning, but I also do want to kind of brighten it up with a little bit of this shade. But that color is so stunning. I love that combo. For concealer, we're doing Essence Silky Blur. This is one of my favorite drugstore. In fact, the only drugstore concealer that I really love. This concealer being drugstore just shocks me every time because it's actually such good quality and it is not drying at all. For powder, we're using the new Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. Now, this is just new to me, so I wanted to use it because I've only used it once. Definitely have to say I agree with the discourse online about the fact that they just like did not make the packaging near as fun. The roller ball is cool, but the packaging used to be so much cuter. However, the powder is really, really good. To set the entire face, I wanted to go back and use some of these Morphe Cloud Light powders just because they are one of my favorite powder formulas that you can get at the drugstore. Sets your face in place, but it gives you a radiant light on the skin. It is a stunning powder. Bronzer we picked out too, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and then also I've been seeing my friend Jada Marie on here using this, which I just have not touched in a while, so we're gonna go with the Dibs bronzer first. Look how pretty and blurred that looks. That's crazy. There's no filter on the video. It's so blurring. That tone of bronzer is stunning. I'm going to be very careful with this because this is quite pigmented and I don't want to take away from the tone we just added, but I do want a little bit more warmth. I chose this as our eyeshadow palette. Typically speaking, I don't do eyeshadow, but we're just going to do a very light look. We're not doing anything crazy. Only 3 shades I'm using. I used that one and then I'm about to mix these 2 and put it on the outer corner. Just like a little bit. Just going to blend that and fluff that up. Finish it off. I'm going to go in with this little like light yellow kind of color just here on the inner corner and kind of pack it onto the lid too. Doesn't do a whole lot, but it does enough. We got 3 different powder blushes to play with. I want to use the Matte Glow Play and this one, I think, because these are both very pinky, but we got the Dior in case. Start with YSL and do it more towards the back, and then we'll do the Glow Play like right here. These blushes are also another very blurring blush. They're so pretty. Grab a little bit of the Glow Play. These are like a cream to powder formula, and they also have like a little bit of a sheen to them, so you kind of can use it to like bring light to an area, which I love. Forgot to pick a highlight out in that video, but we're gonna use this Gucci one in the shade 04. It's like a kind of a pinkier highlight. It's not my favorite. The Dior is gonna do it for me every time, but we have to switch it up sometime. The lip combo. This is e.l.f. in Espresso Martini. If you like Endless Cacao from Makeup Forever, it is the exact same shade. Revlon's like shimmery lipstick in the shade Mauve. Ooh. We might have messed it up here. I don't know about this. I feel like I'm in the 90s. This is a very 90s lip. Let's see if this helps. We're workshopping the lip because I just did not like that. We're gonna go back in Espresso Martini a little bit lighter. I'm gonna use Revlon in the shade 001 as like a lipstick because this is like a pinky color. Now we're gonna do Worth It over top. I think that's gonna be much better. Yeah, much more me. Top it all off, we're gonna use this new Caramel Glow from One Size. I think it's safe to say that I absolutely ate this look. I feel like it's kind of giving 90s grunge glam, but in like a very soft, more modern way. I think specifically the cheek is what I'm obsessed with. I love it so much. Let me know your thoughts on this and let me know if you want me to keep doing this for you guys. I love you. Bye. I am single as a senior in college. This is a series that I've been thinking about starting and I finally decided to just do it. A week from today, I go back to start sorority recruitment practice, which means my senior year officially starts a week from today, and I want to document my entire year. As many of you know, I went through a breakup about 2 months ago. I'm just trying to live this next year to my absolute best and fullest that I can. If it looks like I've been crying, it's because I have. This is precisely why I don't want a boyfriend. Boys just make me cry. New, old, past, future, all of them just make me cry. So I do want to share all of my experiences through my senior year of college. I feel like I've tried to keep my personal life and then who I am on social media separate, but to be honest, I'm just tired of doing that. I want to bring you guys along as a senior in college, as a young girl trying to figure out her life and figure out the next steps. I want to bring you guys along for it all, so that's what I'm going to do. This series is just going to be whenever I feel like I need to update you on something, or if I have something going on, school events, any little silly drama, dating. Right now I'm getting ready to go to an Altered State event in Nashville. I figured what better time to yap about dating than now. Ever since I've broken up with my ex-boyfriend, I've been doing a lot of self-work, a lot of self-reflection, and just trying to figure out God's plan for me and like where he's leading me. For a while I was like, I'm not going to talk to any guys, I'm never going to see a guy, I'm never going to hang out with a guy for like a full year, but to be quite honest, that's just not realistic for me. I've always kind of been the girl that's had like a different ex in the back of her mind anytime I've tried to give like a new guy a chance. 3 years there's just always been some main person that like I was always thinking about, and now there's really just not. The first time I feel like I'm actually fully officially just single. Like there's nobody that I have to respond to every day, all day if I don't want to. There's nobody that I feel like I have to watch what I'm doing because it might affect them in a certain way. Like I am living for me and for God. I feel like sometimes I treat relationships like they're a sickness, like I have to heal for a certain extended period of time before I can like move on, but I'm not sick. I just broke up with a dude. Like it's not that deep. You can just move forward and move on with your life. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Since I am committed to being the best version of myself, and I'm committed to the fact that I really don't want to have a boyfriend until after I move to Nashville, which is more than a year away. I've set certain boundaries within myself when it comes to the topic of guys. I've been on a date since me and my ex-boyfriend broke up, and I do plan on dating this school year if I'm asked and taken on an actual date. That's my biggest thing. I'm really trying to not do the whole like let's hang out thing because there's no effort involved in that. To me, that gives low effort and like you're trying to get something else out of it that I certainly do not want. If I'm asked on one and it's properly planned, I will go. I see absolutely zero problem in going out and being taken out as long as y'all are on the same page. Any guy that like has asked me on a date or whatever, I've tried to make it very clear, like I'm not looking for a boyfriend or relationship. I don't want that. And honestly, for most guys my age, that's music to their ears. They get to go out with no pressure and you're not expecting anything from them, so it makes it more fun for them. Every single time I get sad or lonely and feel like I want a boyfriend, a different type of boy or an old situation that happened with a boy makes me cry. It reminds me exactly why I do not want that right now. This is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but I feel like I have a very different view on dating. I do date for marriage, right? But I also date for fun. I feel like the way that I like to go about dating is if I like your personality and our morals align, I want to date you for fun. See if you're the type of person that could turn into being someone that I need to marry. We date for a couple of months and I find out very quickly that you are not it, then I will end the relationship. Like that's kind of how I like to go about it. I feel like I've struggled a lot with growing up is wanting the first guy to be the guy, and 9 times out of 10 it's not going to be right when you're dating somebody, because the hope would be that once you find that right person, like that is your only person for life. It does not come that you're going to just find your forever person on the first try or the second try or even the third try. Like you have to date to get some sort of experience to know what you want and what you don't want. I feel like a lot of people take that as like not seriously dating, but like how can you be serious about someone you don't know if they could actually be marriage material? I personally do not think that you're going to know that off of a couple months of dating. People can pretend to be someone for years. I've seen it for my sister. We have both dated people who have pretended to be someone that they're not for so long. Why would I trust that somebody I've dated for a couple of months could end up being my husband? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to a certain extent, you have to date for experience, which is, I guess, what I'm really interested in. One of the dates I have been on actually was an old talking stage, and we kind of just went out to like catch up as friends, but he literally is so sweet. Talked when I was like 14, but we've always remained friends, so it was good to just go out with him and honestly just catch up. Neither of us are really in a place, like I said, for relationships, but dating is supposed to be fun, and I'm having fun with it, is what I'm trying to tell you. Every single time in college that I've talked to a guy about how I view dating, they view it as like I'm not being serious or I'm not taking dating seriously, knowing full well they're not about to take me serious and they're about to play in my face. I just don't know why we can't all get on the same page about the you kind of do need to be dating for experience and to figure out what you like and what you don't like. I'm not saying date a bunch. I'm trying to fix the mindset that the person I'm dating is going to be the person that I'm going to marry. Hopefully there will only be one person that I date that ends up being my husband. I don't want to do multiple marriages. So it's like the likelihood of this between me and whoever working out is slim. Like a lot of people just say date to marry, date to marry, date to marry, but they don't really mean date to marry. They just mean date to find out if you want to marry the person. Kind of just where I'm at and what I've been thinking. I wanted to share you guys like my mindset over this next year. I'm going to share literally everything that I feel like I want to. If I end up going on any more dates, I can make Get Ready With Me's for that. If y'all want to see it, I can do date updates and things like that. I'm dating with the intent to have fun. Hottest and prettiest I'll ever be. I'm getting older by the day and by the second, so might as well go out while I look good. I'm all for a good date if it is planned, if the guy's going to put in the effort, but I'm not doing low effort hangouts with guys. There's just no point. It's a big waste of my time. If you can come up with a plan and you want to take me out, I'm there. Otherwise, we can just be Snapchat friends. I'm not doing the whole like talking to guys, doing talking stages. I have no interest. I feel like women deserve to be dated, like actually dated, going on dates, doing activities, not just hanging at the crib. Okay, I'm just not doing it. If you have any senior year advice, what I should or shouldn't do, let me know. I'm all for it. I know this year is going to be the best year. I love you guys so much. Bye. Welcome back to Abby's Makeup Store. Today I'm selling to you cream blushes. If you're new to these series, I basically give you guys every single recommendation of a certain product category that I would recommend you to spend your money on. I cannot say I've tried every single cream blush on the market, but I've tried a lot, and this is what I would sell if I owned a makeup store. When it comes down to my affordable options, I am very picky with blush. I just feel like the drugstore does not do cream products the best compared to high end. So I don't have multiple options for you, but I have a few. I would absolutely recommend the new e.l.f. blush sticks. I think these are a really great formula for what they are. They're very creamy, very easy to work with. And they also have a very good shade range. This isn't my favorite recommendation, but these are good. These are the Morphe Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trios. Products you have to build up. They're not overly pigmented, but for some people that is perfect. I'm also just not obsessed with the packaging, but I will say the product does work. You just have to kind of put a little bit more effort into it. It is a beautiful formula though. Also, it kind of depends on what shade you get, how pigmented it is, which I feel like is just a little bit inconsistent, but it still is a good product and I would recommend it if you needed an affordable option. This is probably my all-time favorite affordable blush. Don't know if they discontinued it because it's not at Ulta anymore and I'm kind of freaking out about that. This is the Milani Cheek Kiss Liquid Blush and Glows. These are my favorites. If you've been around long enough, you know I love these, especially in summer. Any shade, they are perfect. If you're looking for like a glowy Charlotte Tilbury kind of a dupe, you will love this. Now on to my higher end blushes because you guys know I thrive in that space. Patrick Ta Blush Duos are an award-winning product for a reason. They are stunning. They're beautiful. Two blush formulas I feel like don't get enough hype are these Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Cheek Tints. These are the Cheek Tint Shine and the regular cheek tint. This is the regular formula. This is the Shine formula. The Shine formula is almost like a blush lighter, like it's a highlighter and blush in one. That's why I love mixing these, but I also like using them alone. I just feel like not a lot of people talk about these.
They truly are my top 5 favorite blush formulas that are high end. I just think they're a really high quality product. Another great high end blush formula are the Charlotte Tilbury blush sticks. I don't reach for these all the time, but they are a very beautiful, pretty, dewy blush. I do feel like there are others that I love more, but I would recommend people to buy these if they were interested. Another newer blush that I love are the Kosas blush sticks. They're very, very creamy, very dewy. They also have a lot of bronzer shades, which I feel like is perfect for a more natural makeup wearer. My favorite shades is in the shade Nuance. It's just the most perfect natural blush, sun-kissed blush color ever. This wouldn't be the first blush that comes to mind when recommending a blush, but if somebody asked me if I would buy these or recommend them to someone, I would say yes. These are the Say Dew blushes. I will say you just have to want a very light coverage blush with this. This is very good for natural makeup wearers. Similarly to the last blush, this is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewy Flush. It's the same type of idea. This is very much skincare makeup. These are even less pigmented and even more dewy. Although they kind of have a more watery formula, they do actually layer very well over top of makeup. I find with products like these, usually they don't. This one actually really does, so you can use this even if you're wearing a full face, and I love it for that reason. The blush formula I've actually really learned to love is the Huda Beauty blush formula. The only issue is the packaging is kind of obnoxious because you just don't get a lot of product out. You have to dip back in. I do think they have updated that, but I don't know if they've updated it on every single one of their colors. I know their most recent launch of these had the updated packaging. Regardless of the packaging though, the blush formula is just kind of a hybrid between dewy and matte. I would say it's just like a soft, radiant finish of a blush. It's not overly dewy, but it's not one-dimensional and matte. For that reason, I think it's a really good blush for honestly anybody. These blushes don't get a lot of hype, and I don't really know why. These are the Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veils. They actually are such a good formula. I feel like if you're not that good at makeup, you would love these because you can't really mess these up. They're so buildable. They're so blendable. You just keep blending, it'll look like those are the types of products people who don't really know much about makeup would really gravitate to. And lastly, you already know what I'm going to say. The Rhode Pocket Blushes are probably my favorite blush of all time, if not definitely in the top 5. There's just no blush formula that beats these. They're creamy, they're blendable. There's a lot of shades, a shade honestly for everybody, but they're also very long lasting. Like these do not just slip off of your face, and they're the perfect formula. I had to finish the video off with probably my favorite. Next time you're at Ulta or Sephora and you're thinking, what cream blush do I buy? If I didn't tell you about it in this video, I probably wouldn't pick it up. I have one honorable mention. It's the Refy Blush Tint. I just don't have it here with me. It's back at home. It's very similar to the Say and the Glow Recipe one if you're looking for that. See you guys in the next one. Who knows what I'll be selling next. I love you guys. Bye.